The following program is rated 21. Viewer discretion is advised.
A very good evening to you. You're watching Connect here on K24, a show that is all about relationships, whatever it may be, whether you're dating, whether you're courting, whether you're in marriage, or whether you are a parent and you have a child, whatever issues surrounding relationships, we will discuss them here, and we'll be sure to try and find answers towards your issues or problems. I am Carol Gatura. Now, obviously, I cannot do this alone. I'm joined by the beautiful Gertrude Mungai. Hi, Gertrude.
Hi, Carol.
It's been a while at least. It's
yes.
just, I think every time it's just, I have to see after a week. All right, but yes. Just let's recap last week's show. Maybe some of you were not able to catch the show, but don't worry, we'll let you know how you can be able to watch it in case you missed it. But last week, we talked about how to go on a Mombasa Raha detox. Now, I think some are wondering, Mombasa Raha detox.
If you didn't watch last week's show, you need to catch the repeat this Friday.
Yeah.
You know? A detox, like we said, it's not like a food detox, where a detox actually basically means you get rid of some stuff from your body. You detoxify your body. You cleanse your system. Okay? So Mombasa Raha detox is you cleanse your system from too much Mombasa Raha.
Yeah, because I think
and I wasn't planning on starving you guys. It's only that I always believe people go to Mombasa Raha because they can. Not because they're actually craving. So I was giving people a chance to crave and start new things, new tricks, new techniques, new positions, new everything.
All right.
You know? And so the only way for you to enjoy, to actually see, I've closed that chapter, I'm moving on to something new, is to go on a detox, to stop. Or some people call it a holiday. You know, a Mombasa Raha holiday, where you do everything else other than penetration. And we even gave you guys the process of doing this. We talked about mapping, you know.
The sensual touch.
Exactly. The sensual touch, where you touch everything other than the dashboard, the lips, and Mr. and Miss Victoria. And then the second time you include, and then you use all those hot massage oils. We even had a candle. We did a bit of demonstrations, you know. So basically, that's what we did.
All right. So definitely, and we were able to even discover that there are lubricants for everything.
Not everything.
For everything.
Yes.
So people, and I'm sure we've had so many texts coming in on where you can get those products, but don't worry, we will give you the details by the end of this show. But today it's totally different. We're looking at least on how a woman can relate to let me call them the loves in her husband's life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But before we go to that, we went on the streets, as usual, as we always do, to ask people, or rather the women, who do they think is important in their husband's life or her husband's life, and hear some of their views on what they had to say.
From personal experience, it was the mother who counted most to him. Yes, out of the issues we had, or even when we were in terms, before we broke off. From my own observation, the mother counted first to him.
It were not for the other siblings, maybe he wouldn't have got the support to move on with his life. You know, first before I was there, the other siblings were there. So they grew up with him, they motivated his life, they're part of his life. So I can't come into his life and give them away from his life.
Who was important?
I guess I'll just say his family, his mother, father, brothers and sisters.
His mom, definitely. And I would have to say his religion, his work. There are many other things. I wouldn't say I'm the center point, and actually I prefer it that way.
I would say his family, brothers, his brothers.
Yeah, mtoto, of course, mother-in-law, father-in-law. Yeah.
I think the parents, the parents and friends also.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching Connect. Now, those are some of the views that we got from our Kenyan women on who they think their husband holds, I think, in terms of priority, who he puts first in his life, or who he calls, I really cherish this, or this person. And today obviously we'll discuss how a good wife should associate with people in her husband's life, how to get them to welcome her in their lives as well as to love and respect her. But let's just get to it. Gertrude, I just need to know how important are these things or people in, let's say, my husband's life?
Like his family. Especially his mom or his parents. You know, sometimes you get married to somebody who has who is coming from a single, who has a mother only, single parent. You know, some you have both your mother-in-law and your father-in-law, and some you have this extended family which plays a major role in his life. So imagine, you can't just get married to this person and decide those people don't matter anymore. You know, you really don't have, you shouldn't have to make your husband choose between you and his relatives, especially his family. And most of the time, wives don't have major issues with the father. Okay,
the ones it's mostly the mother. It's
mostly the mother, but the fathers will bring problems. You know, he's so strong and so vocal in his life, but most of the time it's the mother. I don't know, it's because we are both women and we are fighting for our space when it comes to the guy. There's always different love for the two of you. You really don't have to fight. He needs his mother as much as he needs you. So you guys need to make sure you find a way of living together. Now, I always do bridal showers, and most of the time you get advice where, you know, where people tell you mother-in-laws are bad. So ladies go into this marriage already up in arms. She's already waiting for a fight from a mother-in-law. You know, I always say, if you actually convince your husband to do away with his mom or to have nothing to do with his mom because you have a problem with her, then that's not a very good mom. Very good man. He's a very unstable guy. You know, that shows a man who does not respect women, you know, and very soon your turn will come. And he will do exactly the same, if not worse, to you, if he can do that to his mom.
Yeah, because I think they say once you see the relationship he has with his mother, how he treats his mother, that's how you can tell how he will treat you, because this is like the first woman in his life.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, so like if you have a guy, if you have a problem with his mom and this guy hides or makes sure he actually sees his mom, whether you know it or you don't, because he needs to have that harmony between the two of you, I think that's a very good man. You know, so can we try and accommodate these women? I have this friend, and she tells me her mother-in-law comes to her house and she wants to carry everything from her house, including cup, spoons, you know, she carries everything. So now that she knows that's how she is, she'll always wait for her to come. When she's about to leave, she shops. You know, she shops for things, pick a few things from the kitchen which she's thinking, I'm not going to miss this much, packs a big bag and tell her, by this time you don't have to carry anything. Nimesha kuwekea vitu vyako vyote. That's why she stays away from her expensive silverwares, you know, and her china, you know, plates and stuff like that. Because, you know, you really can't change your mother-in-law. You need to accept the way she is and who she is. Try and see how you can accommodate her in one way or another. I have another lady who says her mother-in-law comes to her house and she decides she doesn't want to eat ugali and those kind of things. She likes handoma and mokim and ndoma and jahes and sweet potatoes. So what does she do? Because they normally boil sweet potato, githeri with gas, with a jiko ya makaa. And this lady, she wants her stuff early in the morning. People are eating bread and milk, they're taking bread and tea. She wants to have handoma and stuff like that. And she thought she's just here for a while. And most of the time when she comes to town, she's sick. She's seeing a doctor in Nairobi. So she says it's just a few days. So I guess I can put up with that. And she tells the maid, stay away from her. If she needs help, fine. If she wants to do her stuff, fine. And whatever it is she needs, we need to make sure she's happy within the few days she's there with them. She's happy, she's doing her stuff. But most of the time, so many women go up in arms. Why is she coming to take over? Imagine, some of these women, you know, they're very old-fashioned. The way they used to do things before is not the way they do things now. So because you know better, you really don't have to fight. You know, can you imagine if you make your husband choose between you and his mom? It's not fair. It's really not fair. So try and accommodate these old ladies. Besides, very soon you'll be a mother-in-law. You know, a hippie-looking young lady comes into the picture and decide you don't matter anymore in your son's life. Of course, you'll go up in arms. I have 2 sons. I'm going to Kagua who they bring home.
Because I think I've also heard of stories, like, I don't know why most of the times the stories that are told of mother-in-laws are very horrid. Like a friend was telling me his brother's mother-in-law, if I got that right, used to always come because they lived next to, not really in the same estate with the mother-in-law. So the mother used to come and cook.
Can be good.
You know, she's always come and cook. My son likes his chapati this way. The wife is thinking, what am I supposed to do? You know, to a point the wife got so angry. She said, you know what, we're moving far away from here, like from Buruburu to Kitengela. You know,
that's even better. There's a lady who used to wake up very early in the morning and interrupt the morning glories, you know, because she says, I'm bringing uji. And in the morning, come on, I'm having my morning glory. Why are you bringing uji for your son? There's even another one who used to say, my son is not rice vegetable kind of a person. He's a meat potato. The daughter-in-law says, you know what, he changed. But anyway, these are things which go on. Try to accommodate them, like I said, because very soon you will be a mother-in-law. Besides, there's enough love to go around from this one guy. And if you actually forge that relationship, you become close to his mom. Even the love will grow. And at the end of the day, you need this lady to help you when it comes to something. Even need her to explain or tell you things about the son which maybe you might never know. It's important to have them in your life. Like when we started off in my marriage, it was very shaky between my mother-in-law and I. And I made sure I worked harder, no matter how she, because I came to realize she is very old-fashioned. You know, she does things, even up to now, you know, and she's unique in that whatever area. So I tried to accommodate her and she tried to accommodate me. You know, a few things I'm sure she would have wished I never showed up in her house in jeans. When I came to realize that I changed. You know, I think that was a positive change. So imagine if you listen, you come to realize they're not just saying or doing these things to get on your nerves or to make you unhappy. It's because that's how they are. So let's try and accommodate them.
Okay. Yeah. So don't fight the mother-in-law. Just try your very best. Suck it up.
Take off when she comes in.
Suck it up and just try and accommodate her, because I think that's the only way we can work harmoniously. But definitely, it's not just his mother-in-law we are talking about here. There have to be other important people. I don't want to mention them. Maybe I don't know that.
His friends. He's always fighting with his friends.
Oh yes, definitely.
You know, and I always say, guys, before they actually, when they like you and they're thinking, you know, because they don't see and thinking, I'm going to marry this chick. You rarely get a guy who sees you the first day and they said, I'm going to marry this chick. Most of the time that relationship grows into something bigger than just boyfriend and girlfriend, you know. So, and guys are almost the same as us when it comes to this. When he meets you and he wants to show off, you know, or maybe he wants approval from his buddies, he shows you off, you know, he takes you there and then he wants to know, so what do you think of her? And maybe these same guys you're fighting now, they played a part, you know, in you getting hooked up with this guy, growing into a very strong relationship. And actually they even had a say maybe she actually will make a good wife. She is wife material. And now that you're sitting on the throne, you decide these guys don't matter anymore. Now, instead of making these people your allies, you're turning them into your enemies. At some point, because marriage is tough, marriage is very difficult. At some point, you will need help. Maybe it's just somebody to talk to, or somebody you might just want somebody to talk to your husband on your behalf. People do that these days, you know. Instead of going to a counselor, they just get his friend to talk to him. Maybe he will see it from another angle. Now, imagine if you turn all these people into enemies instead of allies. What's going to happen? You will be very lonely. You'll be very, very lonely. And it's important to know what kind of people he's hanging out with. And invite them to your house. You know, one of those football matches. Tell them, hey, today come and watch football in my house. You can stock up the bar if they like their drinks. You know, if they're tea people, you can cook a lot of tea. You know, some food. Make them feel welcome. You know, because they are part of your husband's life. And really, like I said, we can't our men cannot shoulder all our problems. Neither can we shoulder all their problems. Those people are very, very important in his life. Even your